Happy Friday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Vin Crosby. It is the hot season here in Idaho. Today, we'll get up into the upper 90s again. It won't be the hottest, though. The record high for this date set way back in 1898, 111 degrees. Now, that is the all-time hottest temperature ever recorded in Boise's history since the late 1800s. There was another date in the 19th of 1960 where we hit 111 degrees, but that's it. Only 2 days of 111 degrees. We have a big issue today, and it has to do with a few little clouds you see back off towards the northeast behind the mountains and down towards Twin Falls. There's enough moisture in the atmosphere that those clouds will actually build into thunderstorms this afternoon. With the thunderstorm development in this type of heat, here's how it kind of works. The atmosphere is so hot that as the clouds build, well, they can't get through what we call a cap in the atmosphere. There's a lot of hot air aloft, so it takes some time for the clouds to build through that cap. But once they do, because it's so hot, so unstable, that those clouds build rapidly and quickly, and we call them pulse thunderstorms. And I think we are going to get a few pulse thunderstorms today coming on up from the southeastern areas of Idaho and moving off towards the northeast. With that said, the model's showing these little blips here coming up over southern Idaho. There's going to be a gust of wind that comes up through the valley floors. Now, it's going to come in from the east-southeast direction, depending on where those storms form in Ada County. But they'll be late this afternoon in through this evening, and then when they do form, they'll pulse. The rain, of course, will fall through a very dry atmosphere, evaporate, and that evaporational cooling causes cold air to sink to the ground and move out. That's where we'll get a little downburst wind. And you can see the model here showing basically the breakdown of this wind. The pulse thunderstorms coming on in from the south and moving towards the east. But then we have a map that shows the wind gusts, and that's what you're looking at here. These thunderstorms forming and pushing wind out from the east back towards the west. And if you look at Ada County around Boise, and back down towards the southeast, you'll see this little yellow and orange area kind of break away and move from east to west. That is the gust of wind that'll kick up some dust. They'll be very strong down towards the Magic Valley, but back here in towards the Treasure Valley, this will come in from the east through Boise and make its way back towards Meridian Eagle and eventually possibly into Nampa. Not a lot of damaging wind, but enough to make things a little uncomfortable. You may want to pick up some stuff in the yard that may get blown around. And maybe with a good gust of wind back in eastern areas of Ada County, that could start toppling off maybe some of those, umbrellas on top of your patio furniture, that sort of stuff. So just heads up for that. And, of course, the purples and those darker colors back towards the Magic Valley showing right under the thunderstorm, where they'll be the strongest. Winds could get up to 45, maybe a gust of 50 miles per hour, and cause some minor damages there. So that's what we're looking at. A beautiful day otherwise. Gorgeous throughout much of the day. Temperatures in the mid and upper 90s. And then those pulse thunderstorms forming in just a few isolated areas. Magic Valley especially, but if you notice, there is a little band of thunderstorm activity being picked up by the models coming in, just grazing east Boise back down towards East Ada County, and that could, of course, send off the gust of wind. The other problem, of course, lightning strikes. This is the lightning probability forecast for the storms. We'll probably have some wildfires set this evening, and that, of course, will add to smoke as we go on in through the end of the week. Temperatures going on into the end of the week looking fairly decent. Temperatures in the 90s right on in through next week. But notice they come back into the low 90s. And then next weekend looks like we'll be back into the 80s at this point. So that's kind of what we're looking at here over the next couple of days. Real hot stuff. And then temperatures gradually fall back into the low 90s. A beautiful, beautiful year so far temperature-wise here in the Boise area. That's the very latest from the Weather Show with Vin Crosby. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends and family to do so as well. And check out our sponsors. We love our sponsors.